Hello and welcome. My name is James. I'm a real estate investor, and for 20 years I was military and I worked on planes. I didn't have a degree, and when I was making the transfer into civilian life, I was looking for a way to make six figures. I wanted to do it from home, but I really wasn't bringing too much to the table. I didn't have any money, but I knew that I was good with people and I knew that I wanted to become wealthy. Real estate was always intriguing to me, but I never knew how to connect the dots. So I got my real estate license and saw that first commission check which was $7,440, and that was 2 years before getting out of the military. So working a part-time basis, I found a way that I could make more income on a part-time basis. And as I retired from the military, I went out there and partnered with a broker and had my own real estate company. And then 2007 hit. Well, at that particular point, I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Because I'm going out of business. The agents couldn't make any more money, and yet I couldn't sell any more real estate. Well, I started working with an investor, and he goes, there's a couple skills that you have to learn. Number one, you really have to understand money. And I was like, well, I've never had any. So he goes, well, it's something you're going to have to learn. Also, would you like to work with me on my team? And I said, well, how can I do that? I don't have any money, but I've always had an interest in real estate investing. And he goes, well, what I'm doing is I'm expanding my real estate investor community, and we offer education as our product. And you can get paid as an independent contractor to promote our expanding real estate investing community, and then you can work into being an investor yourself. I was like, well, that's what happened. Let me share with you what this looked like. So this is the Chicago office, and when I met my mentors, and they said, look, this is what you have to create. So he goes, we've got a business model to pay you. So what you want to do is you want to start creating a network of people, and then you're going to want to do a education workshop. Well, at this particular point, we're going to present education to people, and in the process, you're going to get paid. I was like, how much? Well, in my first 2 months, I generated $32,000 by promoting workshops. Well, what happened was I found students who wanted to learn real estate investing. Well, Jazz ended up picking up this property, put it under contract. Well, he might have had less than $500 in his bank account, and by learning the skill of wholesaling and partnering, well, it's Jazz on the left right there. He's doing a real deal tour. He's teaching people, how real estate investing, how he did it. Well, it was awesome because we started doing these tours more often. I brought my son out to this property, and we started rehabbing the property while, expanding our network, helping people learn how to do real estate investing. And at the end of it, we go to title. I brought my son, and all of a sudden a check shows up, $237,000. Well, what happens, after our partners got paid for the money, myself and Jazz, we split $55,000. Now, what I learned how to do is that I learned how to do this with no money and no credit. And in the process, we started attracting people who wanted to learn with us. Well, we also had people that wanted to promote our workshops because of the fact that we were establishing a real estate investor network on people getting paid. So we started doing workshops, and bam, the promoters got paid. And then I found another student that found another deal. This was Scott. Scott ended up finding a deal, said, I got something under contract for $145,000. Well, within our community, we actually found the resources to partner on this. He came to me and said, James, you have a person with a retirement account, and would you like to partner to do this deal? I said, absolutely. So we did real deal tours. We helped people really understand how to overcome their fears. We were teaching people a lot about how real life investing works. And our promoters were constantly promoting our real deal tours, our education workshops, and they were getting paid to help us expand. So in the process of doing this, we get to the closing table, and bam, another check shows up for $68,000. Well, myself and Scott, we ended up, splitting $39,000, or we shared in the profits of that deal after paying some expenses. Well, What happens when you do that? Well, you start to learn how money works. So we started doing the game cash flow and bringing people out to play cash flow. As we learned to play that cash flow game in real life, we started learning that partnering, people that have money are looking for people that have properties. We also want to help the people that are helping us expand get paid through the education. Through support, we would actually do real deal tours. Candace is there, and Joanna runs our Stockton office. But you'll see Courtney right there, the gentleman on the right sitting in the back, and Sharon, well, they said, hey, you know what? We found a real estate deal. And in the process, they put it together, acquired it, no money, no credit, started doing the rehab deals on this, and did a real deal tour. After doing this, they rehabbed the property, put it back together, and bam, there was a check for $44,000 in profit. They had to come up with 134 along with the 52,000 that was taught in the workshops, and they sold it for 230 and created a profit. Well, we started, generating a lot more interest. Well, our promoters were getting paid to promote. We were supporting our students to do real estate investing. Our real estate investors were getting paid, and our community got bigger and bigger and bigger. And so people got paid to promote the workshops. So this was another deal. It's a development deal that we were doing a real deal tour on, and tearing down a $350,000 house and building two $700,000 houses by learning how to do this. You'll see the guy standing on the left in the yellow and blue shirt. Well, we're down doing a real deal tour at the auction, and we're doing actually an education real deal tour at the auction. And what happened was Mark found this house in Rancho Cordova, put it under contract. We did a real deal tour, and the next thing you know, we put it back on the market, and he got paid. Well, his profit on it was $70,000. Do you think people wanted to learn from Mark now? Well, Mark started building a team, promoting the workshops. We expanded, and as we taught people how to raise capital, we did real deal tours. This was actually a real deal tour in an apartment complex, and people would get paid. And now we started to expand, teaching people how money works within the cash flow. And then all of a sudden we do another workshop. Our promoters would promote the workshops. Our investors would learn together, and we started expanding our community. Well, this was a deal that acquired for $171. We had $39,000 into it for the rehab and put it back on the market after doing a couple real deal tours, and bam, $100,000. So now we've got a different situation. We've got a lot of money coming in, so we've got to teach people the tax and legal code. So our promoters would promote the workshops. We'd help people get involved in the education. The promoters would get paid, and we would teach people how to maximize the tax code. Well, there's my son. Well, now he's on payroll because as a family business, family management plan, I can actually help my son get paid and help him do and build wealth in real estate with me. So here's another deal that was acquired from Candace that ended up getting this under contract. She made $10,000, flipped it over to another investor after doing some real deal tours, and the investor made $42,000. Well, might as well do another workshop. Promoters wanted to get paid. The investors wanted to learn together, and boom, another check for the people that wanted to promote. So then all of a sudden we got another deal under contract. Well, I'm always bringing my son out to my deals. This was actually a short sale deal acquired, so we put it back on the market after a couple real deal tours and picked up another check. There was $30,000 in rehab. The profit on that was $30,000. Really, really nice deal. So we taught people how to get into buy and hold. So how do you get into raising capital using retirement accounts? Well, this was a deal that was acquired on a short sale deal using the education and how to negotiate it. This deal was under contract for $85,000. It was normally worth, or the loan on it was $400. So I negotiated all the way down using the education and got it for $85,000. Well, I talked to somebody because of this class right here on how to self-direct retirement plans, and I raised $100,000 at 12%. At that particular point, the debt service was $1,000. Now, I want to teach you a little bit about business right here. Now, I didn't look at the $100,000. What I looked at is that property in the back cash flows $1,000 and the property in front cash flows $1,960. Well, did I look at the $100,000 or the ability to raise capital, or did I look at how much money it was going to make me if I put everything together? This is what I teach people in business, is that when you look at a way to make money, is that sometimes you have to use a resource, create the resource, give money away, which was the debt service, and then I picked up $960 on this particular property when I purchased it. On cash flow, it needed only $5,000 of rehab, so I raised $100,000 and put this deal under contract for, or had a buy and hold for $100,000 after acquiring the note that cash flows me $960. Well, people are like, well, I want to do this too. Well, we did another workshop. Promoters would promote the workshops, they would get paid, and then all of a sudden we'd acquire another deal. This was a $33,250 from a reverse mortgage done short sale, and in 5 weeks it turned into a buy and hold. Well, this was a check after closing it where the renter paid $1,150, and myself, I ended up putting $40,000 in my bank account while the rehab cost $24,000 on a buy and hold. Well, this was a loan, so guess what? The $40,000 is non-taxable because it's a note, and we teach this in these education workshops. So here's our team. We're expanding. We're looking for more people that want to promote our workshops, get involved with us, make money with us, being a real estate investor. And if you do that, well, this was in the last 10 weeks, one of our promoters made $106,000, and in his first 50 months totaled over $1 million worth of income. So if this is inspiring to you and you really want to look at how you can do it, well, next step is to meet the team, look at the education. After looking at the education and seeing if this is a great product. One thing I know about salespeople, one thing I know about promoters is that if you have a product you believe in, well, we just show people the checks. It's easy to have a product that you believe in. And if you're interested in making a lot of money, then the next step is just to get back in touch with the person that invited you and said, you know what, I want to meet the team. I want to learn more about the education, and I want to see how fast I can get paid. And find out when you can start promoting our next upcoming workshop, not only local, but online and all across the entire United States. I look forward to meeting with you personally. Thanks for your interest, and look forward to helping you make a lot of money this year. God bless.